license plate readers, DUI checkpoints, and everything. See how things have changed with spring break here in Miami Beach. All right, we're approaching Ocean Drive, and as you can see, we have City of Miami Police Department here, among many other agencies that are assisting in Miami Beach, Florida Highway Patrol, to name a few. We're at one of the beach entrances off of Ocean Drive, where there's a Goodwill ambassador there. There's a checkpoint technically, and this entrance, according to the press release, is supposed to close at 6 p.m. If we just walk around, we can see there's a mobile first aid station exclusive for spring break month. This is not here year-round. Back this year is the Miami Beach Police Mobile Command Center. It's a really big truck. They've got an office-like setting in there. You can monitor surveillance cameras as well across the city. And it's situated just off of 10th and Ocean Drive, next to one of the beach entrances, which, as I mentioned, does close at 6. We can see two of them closed right now. You can see fencing all along Ocean Drive, which wasn't a thing years ago. It was for the last year or two, but back then when it was, at its craziest, that wasn't there. And the street was actually closed off, especially during the pandemic. So a lot of people were invited onto the streets, something the city is no longer doing in an attempt to keep crowds away. So all of Ocean Drive on the west side is completely fenced off. I am standing at the intersection where in 2021, this was completely crowded. I'm talking jam-packed on the sidewalk, the streets. Granted, the streets were closed, and that was at 8.
All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakodash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. And peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect, back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Yeah, I had came across this video. I'm a little late. Of course, we're heading on to the summer months, but back in spring, you know how they do it. Spring break madness, man. It's a Miami spring break, and as you see, they've completely turned that thing into a police state, man. There's police everywhere, cameras everywhere, a lot of restrictions, and you saw a picture of some of the previous crowds, man. that used to frequent Miami, Florida, during spring break, man. And the reason why I brought this out, signs of the times, man, this is what we're prophesying. Hey, the party is over, man. All right, now you can hold on or continue to run into this burning building, which is Babylon the Great, the so-called USA. But we're prophesying to our people, hey, man, this is not our rest. Hey, there's a great tribulation coming, and now is not necessarily the time to be engaging in this type of freaking folly, man. All right, especially with these multitudes of people that are out there drunk, not having the spirit of the Lord upon them. And hey, man, they've had plenty of shootings and shit out there in Miami, man. All right, but so you see what's going on, though, man. All right, nothing but police out there. Nobody's out there, man. Compared to how it used to be, it looks absolutely empty, man. All right, because they've cleared it out. And we hate to say it, but it be a lot of our people, these so-called blacks especially, that be packed in there, man, and causing all that chaos. I seen so many videos, man, of a few years back. Our people just going crazy. They get this mob-like mentality, and it's just hard to believe to watch grown men jumping on cars. Like, what type of folly is that for? What type of joy does that bring a grown-ass man? Oh, I forgot, you guys aren't showing yourselves as men. You're like women and children out there. But yeah, man, you got grown men was out there a few years just jumping on people's cars up and down, man. Yeah, see, 2021, man. And, and they was acting a fool. Like, what type of fun is that for an adult to be jumping on people's cars, man? All right, let me see.
South Beach. This was after the control the crowds on South Beach. This was after the curfew had passed and several.
Yeah, that was a few years ago out there. You see how empty it is now.
Drastic measures were taken.
And now it's just an absolute police state, man. It's a couple of Edomites out there, but look at that. That back a few years ago would have been absolutely packed. The whole street was packed. It is now cleared out, man. All right. So, hey, the party is over, man. People. Hey, I'm surprised. Hey, man, Jake know better though, man. Not to go out there and seeing all them police, cause they gonna be on their ass, man. So, hey, signs of the time, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, this is what's coming. to Babylon the Great as a whole. This is Isaiah 24 and verse, we'll start at 10. The city of confusion is broken down, and we're in Babylon the Great. Babel going into confusion. This land of confusion is starting to be broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And we're coming to a time where the Lord's getting ready to remove all the mirth away from this place, man. And here's the etymology line for the word mirth. Joy, pleasure, eternal bliss. All right, salvation. And that's the spirit that our people are in. You know, happy, party, folly, have fun. Ain't nothing wrong with, having fun per se. But we have to realize what time it is. As wise individuals, we have to move accordingly with the signs of the times. If this was our kingdom, we would be chilling with our feet up, kicking it for all eternity. But guess what? We're trying to teach our people through the spirit that this is not it. This is not your rest. We are not in the kingdom. All right? Atlanta, Miami, LA, this is not your rest, Jake. Let me get that. Matter of fact, in the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. This land is polluted. And again, we're telling our people, this is not your rest, man. This is not the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And we see our people absolutely destroyed this day, man. Look at the state of our women. Look at the state of our children. Look at the state of our so-called men. Everyone's confused, man. Men don't know how to be men. Women don't know how to be submissive and feminine. It's actually the opposite, bro. So we're absolutely destroyed because of this polluted, confusing place. Now, the Lord told us, man, hey, wisdom shall be the stability of these times, man. These confusing times, man. And it starts with having the fear of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, which a lot of our people lack, and they're going to be destroyed because of that, man. All right, go to the book of Ecclesiastes, or Ecclesiastes. All right, Ecclesiastes 3 and start at verse 1. All right, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. All right, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep, here's the point, and a time to laugh. So the Bible, which is to say Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, is teaching us through these scriptures that there's an actual time for these things to take place for an individual or a group of people. All right, and right now, starting with you Hebrew Israelites, it is not time to be laughing and playing. It's a time to be mourning and weeping. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Matter of fact, the Lord said it's better to go into the house of mourning, all right, than to go into the house of mirth and folly, like a lot of our people remain in, man. A time to dance, and our people think that now is a time to dance, like they have something to celebrate, as if they've won some true victory. A time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time from embracing. Guess what the Lord said? He came to bring a sword, not peace. That's symbolic for division and war and conflict, man. The Lord said he was going to set man at variance against one another. Man against his son, son against his father, mother against daughter, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, etc. The Lord said he came to do those things, not bring peace, man. So we're in a time where these things are really starting to manifest, man. You watch these videos because the Lord set it up that way so we can see what's going on and check the temperature of the people. There's a lot of division going on amongst these homes, man. Parents are getting into it with the children, calling the police, vice versa, causing harm to one another. The man and the woman can't get along. Light skin versus dark skin, man versus woman, race versus race, nationality versus nationality. All there is just the spirit of division. The only people that seems to be on the same page as people, doing wickedness, man, following a multitude to do evil. But hey, now is not the time to be playing around. Now is not the time to be going to spring break Miami, man, 2025, 26, etc., man. First and foremost, if you wise enough, it's very dangerous out there, man. Like I say, that place done got shot up before, like real heavy. Them dudes came around. I remember that video. They came around with assault rifles, man, just shooting up stuff, man, out there one year at spring break, man. All right, so hey, now's not the time to be, going to the club following these weird Israelites, man, in the name of having a good time. If you can be patient, then we can party in righteousness for all eternity, and we don't have to worry about the function getting shot up and things like that. And we don't have to worry about a man looking at your woman. All right, so we have to get to that point where we can party and listen to music and dance and eat for all eternity. But now we have to go through that straight gate, and this is the will of the Lord that these things take place upon the earth. So we have to be with it, man. All right, you got to learn what the Lord expects out of you so that you can navigate these confusing times. See, now let's see what time we're getting ready to come into, being that there's a time for everything up under the sun in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. And it reads, "Alas, for that day is great." All right, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, there it is, man. This time of the great tribulation, also known as Jacob's trouble. This is a time that the Lord has allowed himself for bad things to take place and to be brought upon the Hebrew Israelites. It was prophesied, every time the Lord was going to, bring judgment upon his people. He always sent out a warning. All right, even amongst our enemies, man, we warned Pharaoh and them guys, man, to leave us alone and let us go. They kept playing, and the Lord kept plaguing them and plaguing them. Now, it was his will that he hardened Pharaoh's heart and things like that. But hey, we try to tell our people, them folks, to let our people go, wouldn't do it. And you know what happened? Plague after plague after plague, to the point they let us go. We took everything that they had, pretty much spoiled them. All right, then they decided to chase after us, and the Lord did more miracles. And you should know these are historical accounts, man. All right, but the whole point being is that we're coming into an actual time of trouble upon the earth, so great that it has not happened like it is going to happen this time, nor will it happen like this again. So that's terrifying if you can receive it. All right, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see how bad it's going to be. So it will behoove you to get right with your power and stop playing and stop denying the words that he say. For these people that keep denying the prophets, and that the fact that the Lord chose a particular nation and that everyone can't be saved, they're changing the words of the Lord because they're scared. They don't like the way that sounds, instead of cleaving unto his people. All right, that's for you people that ain't Hebrew Israelites. That's my advice to you. If you got a so-called good bone in your body and you don't like the way that your people get down, your counterparts, then you rebuke that, man, in the name of Yahweh Shema Havushai. You cleave unto his people, but you can't change the words of the Bible. You can't change the will of the Lord. The Lord said he chose the people to be above. He's only sent here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He's only dealing with the Israelites. They can only be saved, etc. That's what it is, man. You can't change because you're gonna be in trouble, man, changing the words of the Lord, man. All right, you're gonna get judged for that. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Hawashai, man. All right. Let's see here in Jeremiah, and then we'll leave it off in Ephesians. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, all right, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, okay, and that ye put on the new man, which is after God, is created in righteousness and true holiness. So hey, that's the point, man. We got to put off that old man, come out of that old way of thinking, that old mindset that is the flesh, man, that is the world. We're supposed to come out of the wickedness that is the world, man, and put on the new man. Okay, be renewed by the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, this word Yahweh Shai. All right, this truth is what strengthens us, what washes us, man, and brings us out of that stupor, that state of confusion that a lot of our people in, that will have them running into a burning building. A lot of our women, and men that don't show themselves as men, they're running into a burning building in the name of partying, man. This place is on fire right now, and you're gonna see the full manifestation of that fire pretty soon, man. Via the nuclear missiles, via the destruction that is Jacob's trouble. Okay, but our people are running and partying in a damn burning building, man. All right, how stupid is that? The building is absolutely on fire and people are lined up to get in. That's stupid. All right. And the Lord teaches us about our people. They're sottish children, man. All right. Stiff necked people. Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh Bahashem Hawashah is the spirit that most of our people are in, man. One way or another, they love pleasure. They love idolatry. They love lies. They want to be prophesied, smooth things. Prophesied to them deceits is what they desire, not the harsh reality of the truth. But there's a beautiful, end, if you will, or beginning, because the end is truly actually the beginning. All right, the end of this man's kingdom is actually the beginning of our eternity, man. So we have to remember that and just let it go. And the only ones going to be able to do that first and foremost are the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're going to have the ability to let things go. And that's why the Lord be chastening us, man. All right. And the Lord say, if he's not chastening you, you're likened unto a bastard. And the word bastard goes into, illegitimate, child, which means, hey, Yahweh isn't your father. Yahweh Shai isn't your big brother. Your Lord and Savior, man. If you are a bastard unto him, all right. So we don't want to be like that. We want to be protected and covered by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, because the Lord is not a man that he shall lie, and it's going to be rough, man. All right. But you see what they're doing in Babylon the Great with the so-called police state, man. Lord willing, I do another epistle about all this RICO shit that's going on and the task force that's being sent out left and right. They are rounding motherfuckers up left and right. Most of you Hebrew Israelites, man. I just saw what in Memphis, they got the task force going out. But that task force they talking about, they been rounding people up. Yeah, but they snatched up like over 100 motherfuckers, like 120 some folks, man. When I saw that boy, it was just so many so-called black men, and it just, you just know they're coming for us next, man. This is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Them rounding up people, putting them in prison, and everybody except the men of the Lord really deserve that. They really are guilty. All that gangbanging stuff and all the crime they got going on in these cities, man, they need it. But hey, man, we know that it was prophesied for us to be persecuted as well. Falsely accused. The servant is not greater than his master, and we got to remember what we're part of. Remember, what's to come. But knowing those things, we keep our eye focused on the prize, focused on the goal, man, and that will help motivate us to endure until the end. Thinking about those crowns, man, those new bodies, the power, that comes with that, living for all eternity, getting our families back, getting our wives back, getting our children back, having plenty of substance, being so quote unquote healthy. And I say that because we're gonna be perfect. What is health to a perfect God? You know what I mean? But we got to get to that point, man. And just thinking about those things, it's worthy to leave this stuff behind, man. It's worth it. I meant, the Lord say count the things that we lose as dung, man. Easier said than done, but we have to really meditate on that. This is nothing compared to what's coming for the ones that believe upon Yahweh Bahashem and Yahweh Shai. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Till next time, Shalom.